Today, we're diving into musculoskeletal trauma, one of the most common reasons patients show up in emergency departments, critical care units, or even routine clinics. We'll talk about unintentional injuries, why prevention matters, and then focus on contusions, strains, and sprains. Unintentional injuries. Unintentional injury is actually the third leading cause of death in the United States. You'll often hear people call them accidents, but trauma professionals don't love that term. Why? Because accident suggests there was no way to prevent it, and that's just not true. Prevention is huge. For example, something as simple as wearing seatbelts has saved countless lives and reduced injuries. For nurses, trauma shows up in every corner of practice. Emergency department nurses see it in real time. Critical care nurses manage life-threatening complications, and medical surgical nurses help stabilize and recover patients. Beyond the hospital, rehab centers, long-term care, and outpatient clinics are all places where patients continue healing from these injuries. So, no matter where you practice, you're going to encounter musculoskeletal trauma. Musculoskeletal trauma and nursing care. These injuries are often managed with things like casts, splints, braces, traction, or surgery. Sometimes patients need a combination of these. Nursing care is about making sure these interventions are safe, effective, and complication-free. But the story doesn't end at discharge. Many patients face long rehabilitation, and that's where nursing follow-up and education really make a difference. Contusions. Let's start small. Contusions. A contusion is a soft tissue injury caused by blunt force. Think a blow, a kick, or a fall. What happens is that tiny blood vessels rupture and bleed into soft tissues, causing that familiar black and blue bruising, or ecchymosis. Sometimes a hematoma forms at the site, and you'll see swelling, pain, and tenderness. The injured muscle can feel stiff and weak, and range of motion may be limited. Most contusions resolve in a week or two, but severe ones can take longer. Strains. Next up, strains. A strain is basically a pulled muscle. It's an injury to a muscle or tendon, the tough cord that connects muscle to bone. Strains often show up in the back, hamstrings, or foot tendons. They can be acute, like from a single bad lift, or chronic, from repetitive stress and overuse. Here's how they're graded. First-degree strain, mild stretching, no real loss of range of motion. The muscle might just feel sore or tender. Second-degree strain, partial tear. This is more painful, often with swelling, muscle spasm, and bruising. Moving the muscle hurts. Third-degree strain, a complete tear. Patients often describe a snap or tearing sensation, followed by severe pain, swelling, bruising, and loss of function. Imaging like MRI or ultrasound may be needed, since X-rays won't show soft tissue tears. Sometimes an avulsion fracture can accompany this, where the tendon pulls off a piece of bone. Sprains. Now let's move to sprains. A sprain is an injury to ligaments, the connective tissue that attaches bone to bone. This usually happens with a twisting motion or hyperextension. The most common sites are ankles, knees, and wrists. Sprains are also graded. Grade 1 sprain, mild stretching or micro-tearing. You'll see mild pain, swelling, and tenderness. Grade 2 sprain, partial tear. This causes more pain, swelling, bruising, and sometimes joint instability. Grade 3 sprain, complete tear. Severe pain, swelling, and loss of joint stability. Sometimes bone gets pulled away too, which is an avulsion injury. Management. The Rice method and beyond. So how do we treat these injuries? The mainstay is the Rice method. Rest the area to prevent more damage. Ice intermittently for the first 24 to 72 hours. Short bursts. No longer than 20 minutes to reduce bleeding, swelling, and pain. Compression with an elastic bandage to control swelling and provide support. Elevation just above heart level to help drain fluid and reduce edema. Depending on severity, immobilization with a brace, splint, or even a cast may be necessary. NSAIDs are commonly used for pain and inflammation. One big priority for nurses, monitor neurovascular status. That means checking circulation, sensation, and movement of the injured limb. At first, checks are frequent. Every 15 minutes for the first hour or two, then every 30 minutes until stable. If you notice loss of sensation, decreased motion, or worsening pain, report it immediately. That could be a red flag for acute compartment syndrome, which is a surgical emergency. So to recap, unintentional injuries are a major public health problem, but prevention makes a difference. Musculoskeletal trauma shows up everywhere nurses practice, and we need to understand how to identify and manage contusions, strains, and sprains. RICE, immobilization, pain control, and close monitoring are key. And remember, what seems like a simple injury can sometimes progress to serious complications.